The legislative session comes to an end. That usually marks the opening of election season, at least in even numbered years here in Idaho. And that means street corners covered in campaign signs, ads on television. It also means mailers arriving at your home. And maybe you got this one last week. A red-lined, formal-looking letter with the words election notice, Republican absentee ballot request enclosed. And inside there's a request form for an absentee ballot already filled out, and there's also a second one in case there's any part of your information that needs to change. It also tells you the steps you need to take to return it. It's pre-addressed, but it's not prepaid. You do have to attach the stamp yourself and make sure it gets to your county election office by close of business Friday, May 10th. Okay, so Sandy got that form last week, and she promptly sent us a text message without a question, or with a question, I should say. She said she got a Republican absentee ballot request in the mail, had her name, address, and voter ID on it, said she wasn't sure why she got it. She did see it was paid for by the Idaho Prosperity Fund, with whom she's not familiar. So Sandy's question was, any ideas? Well, that mailer does say it was paid for by the Idaho Prosperity Fund, with a quick Google search, you can find out. It's going to lead you to the Idaho Association of Commerce and Industry, otherwise known in political circles as IACI. So the Idaho Prosperity Fund is a political action committee of IACI, and their goal, they say, is to promote the improvement of government at the state and local levels. They say they encourage business owners and their employees to take a more active and effective role in government. They financially back statewide, legislative, and local candidates, those, they say, who show a commitment to a free market, free enterprise society. They also dabble in political issues of statewide significance. So far, this PAC has raised more than $871,000 from donors like Melaleuca, St. Luke's Health Plan, Blue Cross of Idaho, Idaho Power, that kind of stuff. Others may be wondering if this is a legit mailer. Something with your name, address, and voter ID might give some people some pause, like maybe their identity is in jeopardy. That information they can just get from party registration rolls. And this is nothing new. It's a common practice by candidates, parties, and PACs ahead of an election to send out these absentee request forms. Secretary of State's office told us today there's no government-issued form that has to be submitted for an absentee ballot. In fact, you can send in an absentee request on a cocktail napkin should you choose, as long as it has your name, your address, and of course, you have to sign it. And that's where the verification comes in, your signature. In Ada County, they said, for example, the signature on the request is verified against the voter's registration signature to confirm identity. Then, when it comes to the ballot, there are strict measures there as well to confirm a voter's identity when they actually turn in that absentee ballot. It's all explained on the Secretary of State's voter website, voteidaho.gov. Bottom line, if you get something in the mail and you're worried if it's legit or not, know that nothing is legit without your signature. And if you have any questions, contact your local elections office or, again, check out voteidaho.gov. So the deadline to request an absentee ballot, that's coming up on May 10th for the upcoming May 21st primary. But in order to vote absentee, you have to be registered. And that deadline to register is Friday, April 26th, this Friday. If you've already registered to vote as, say, I don't know, a libertarian, and you want to change your party affiliation to, say, Republican, to vote in that party's closed primary, well, that deadline is also this Friday. All others, not voting absentee, not changing affiliations, you can register to vote online by this Friday, or you can do it on Election Day at the polls. Only, though, if you are not already registered. You cannot change your party at the polls on Election Day. So here's the breakdown. April 26th, deadline to register. May 10th, deadline to request an absentee ballot. May 21st, that's the primary election, where non-registered, non-affiliated can still register to vote. Absentee ballots also have to be returned to your county elections office by 8 p.m. that day.